Hey everybody, Zachary Weiss here. As you can see by my amateur hour camera work, it's been a little while since I've done a video, so good to see and hear from everybody. But the reason for this video is so many people have done top 10 lists on the wrestlers that they've met, and they've told some fun stories, and I figured, you know what, why not me do the same? And this list has been thought of for quite a while. I had really thought about this list right around my WrestleMania week time, and what a blast that trip was. And really, I decided to do a top 10 list, but in order to do that, I had several honorable mentions that I wanted to mention. And the criteria for me was just very, very simple. It was just how did they treat me, or did I notice they treat others? And just the overall experience, the items signed, everything in particular, just those kinds of things noticed. And this is not by any means a popularity contest. And at the same point, I understand that wrestlers have their bad days or they have their moments where maybe they're a little bit tired or spent. So my experiences may be different from others' experiences. And you know what? That's fine. That's completely okay. So take just these experiences as just my experiences and just my personal opinion. And all the meet and greets I've had, save for one or two, have been very, very outstanding. And one of those might have been my fault. The other might have been mine too. I don't know. But that was kind of when I was starting out. But yeah, just what this will be is this will just be that top 10 list. What I got signed now, I don't have a Mac, I'm not a cool person or that advanced technologically, so you'll see what I got signed as I'm telling the experience. I'll start with honorable mentions, and these are in no particular order. First one is Leva Bates, known as Blue Pants. I contributed to a fundraiser on a Twitch stream she had, and she sent me back a signed picture, which was awesome. And then I got to meet her at WrestleCon this year, and she was super sweet. She let you take photos with her. It was almost like you were doing a photo shoot, and she really appreciated the support, and the photos were free, which was nice. She doesn't believe in charging for photos, which is very, very refreshing because that's one of the first things is you see a cost for an auto, a cost for a photo. So shout out to Leva Bates, and I thought that that was a very, very nice touch. Keith Lee definitely makes the list. Keith Lee was very, very cool to meet after the NXT house show in Pittsburgh, and also got to meet him at Access, and it could have been a long line where he's frustrated, but this was his first autograph signing like this, and it was at least in the NXT umbrella, and it was cool to just talk to him and just see how relaxed he was. He had the Pikachu hat on, and he was talking about his music and really how organically he kind of came up with it, and they started from scratch. So it was kind of cool to hear that story, and he was really into the conversation, which was nice. Taynara Conti makes this list as the honorable mention as well. Just such a bubbly personality, and it really, really showed at the Access signing on that Saturday night. And she saw her picture in the Superstar Yearbook, which you can see right here. I carry this around a lot of times for signatures because it's so much easier than the program. The program is just so, so difficult just to get signed, but this is so easy to carry and to travel. And she had her own page, and I'll show this one off just because she signed it twice. It's kind of hard to tell, but you can take my word for it. She signed it twice because she thought the picture in there was her favorite picture, so she had to kind of show that off. Kevin Nash makes the list. I actually have the picture here. This was done at Steel City Comic Con, and I met him as well at Access. And just a super fun guy. We talked whiskey actually, and he wrote Rocky Top T on here, which is for Tennessee. Long story there. A couple might know that story, but that's worth sharing. New Day makes this honorable mention list. Just every time they're there, they always interact with everybody so wonderfully, and the pictures are always fun. The one that's experience that sticks out for me is Access, and I wanted to do Big E's 5 gimmick for the picture, where the the 5 fingers are out wide, and then you just smile it up or whatever. And there was a big inside joke banter between Xavier Woods and Big E, where Xavier Woods can't stand the 5 gimmick, and so we did it all. It was a great picture, but that's literally every time they're amazing to be around. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is also an honorable mention, but he's first place when it comes to how to sign an autograph. He always takes his time with you. Signature is always clear. He added the dragon there. Just such a refreshing autograph and such an amazing experience. The guy is still very much in shape, and at the Steel City Con where I met him, he let me try on his Hall of Fame ring on the finger, and that was really, really cool experience as well. So he makes the list. Also making the list, I had to put Paige as an honorable mention. Paige is, in public settings, a lot of times so nice to the fans. Both experiences I had were great, both here. This was actually my first autograph signing, and I remember I've met probably 150 or so wrestlers since, and I remember being so nervous, and she made me put me at ease so much, and she was so charming to the little kids. And even when you saw in the picture here, this is a Total Divas polo, and she goes, "Oh, Total Divas," and I go, "Yeah," and smiled for the picture, and that was cool. And she signed the picture, and met her actually Monday Night Raw a few days ago, and she was just as sweet then. So she definitely makes the list. Also on the list, have to put Kevin Owens. I was so close to putting Kevin Owens on my list. He was amazing at the SummerSlam free public signing last year. It was amazing. I got this custom picture, and you could see that he kind of liked that someone took the extra effort. And I remember donating when him and Tyler Breeze had the Canadian Wildfire GoFundMe, and we talked, and he gave me an update about how everything was going, and it seems like things are improving, and he really, really appreciated my asking. And everybody knows that Kevin Owens has been a heel for most of his WWE run, though he's a face now. But it's really, really nice to see that he really is such a sweetheart when it comes to the fans. He's really, really cool. Definitely a guy that I would absolutely recommend everybody meeting. He's so engaging with everybody, and he's got a funny sense of humor, and he'll give you a nice smile in the picture, and he'll give you a very nice signature every time. So Kevin Owens. And also the last one on the honorable mentions, I'm going to give it to Rob Van Dam, RVD. Met him at, what was it, WrestleCon, and his line was a little bit long because he was about to make his comeback into wrestling, so everybody wanted to meet him, and he was doing the picture, the Rob Van Dam, and also as a quick side note, dude is hilarious on Cameo. If you ever want to look at a funny cameo, just look at some of RVD's work. It's rather amusing. But he signed this, and instead of the 30 seconds he was giving everybody else, I got 2 minutes, and he was telling me about this, and he thought he was number one twice, and this was a tough magazine to find nowadays. I've seen a couple online, but he personalized it. Very nice. His usual signature with the 5-star, and he added the number one. I was going to ask him to do it, but he did it himself. And that's what I thought. That's what I think is awesome. He understood the fans. He was really chill. Obviously, maybe for some reasons other than others, but RVD was very much worth the meet and greet money. And those are the honorable mentions. We kind of rolled through those. Sorry if this is a long video, but these are just my experiences, and I'm really excited to share them. So, on to the list. Number 10, I'm giving to Eric Bischoff, who now is backstage with SmackDown. And the autograph itself seems rather standard, Zach. Nice meeting you, and signs it. But the experience for me was the picture at WrestleCon this year. And a lot of times he just does the over-the-shoulder arm around, I guess there you go there, but I just asked for a simple request. I said, Eric, it's an honor to meet you. For the picture, can you just flick me off? And without hesitation, oh, sure. So we did a photo gallery where he's just giving me the middle finger, and it was very, very amusing. And at one point, he has the stone face, so I won't flip up the fingers or anything, but he says, I could do this all day. And I literally just stood there and said, I'm totally game. I appreciate it. I could do this all day too. And we're just laughing. And that's what a meet and greet's about. Both sides should have fun. It shouldn't just be the fans meeting the wrestler or the personality. The personality should have some fun too. And it was clear that Eric was enjoying the moment. And it was nice for me to just, for a small part, he'll remember that. He gave someone the finger maybe, or maybe I'm sure he forgot. He has so many meet and greets, but just that experience felt so unique and exclusive that I enjoyed it. I recommend meeting Eric Bischoff. He's a really cool guy. So, number 10, Eric Bischoff. Number 9, this is the first plaque. We'll see how this works. Charlotte Flair. Charlotte is also just a total sweetheart. Absolutely recommend her for a meet and greet. This came at AwesomeCon 2017, I think. I want to say it was 2017. And I remember getting this on WWE Shop with the idea of her signing it. And it was around the same time I found out that she was going to be at AwesomeCon. So this just made so much sense and checked off so many boxes. And this was the last of her undefeated streak in pay-per-views, right before she lost to Bayley. I believe that was at Fastlane. But this was... What was this? This was at Royal Rumble. So yes, this was the last one. She beat... I want to say she beat Bayley? Yes, she beat Bayley for it. Sorry, I'm trying to read upside down. But she personalized it, which was cool. She gave me a hi, buddy, and a smile. In the picture before this signature, she gave me a smile. And a lot of times she just gives that kind of a smile. But she gave me a very nice smile for the picture, which was appreciated. And then she actually included on here always do it with flair. She personalized it, and then without even asking, she put 16-0 to signify the streak. So, and of course she signed, and that was when she was just signing Charlotte. She wasn't signing her full name. But this was just one of my favorite pieces. It was just an amazing meet and greet. In a time where you have, I don't know, 300-400 people you're trying to meet, you're supposed to do a panel when you're running over time. Experience like this where I don't feel rushed, and Tim White, the former referee, was her handler, and he's always great to see. He always gives me a nice smile, handshake, and a pat on the back at all the public signings. So just Charlotte Flair, if you have a chance to meet her, I know she's pretty much a VIP anymore, but she still does some of the cricket signings. Seriously, do yourself a favor and meet her. She's amazing. Number 8 is Dolph Ziggler. I've met Dolph 3 separate times. I'm trying not to let anything else spoil in, but it's not going to show up as well because it's in silver Sharpie, but it says to Zach, shut up, Pittsburgh, and he put an exclamation point and signed it. I've met Dolph twice in New York. I met him at a signing at Barnes & Noble for a book. I met him at his comedy show, which was funny. And then this came from another comedy show I saw in Cleveland. So it was kind of his home show. So he was in an extra awesome mood. And when I met him in New York, at the comedy show, I said, on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh, I apologize for what they did with the countdown with you and Seth Rollins at the 30-minute Iron Man match. I'm sure a lot of you remember that match. And I had him sign Shut Up Pittsburgh in Cleveland, and he laughed, and he signed it, and he goes, yeah, I remember this match. It was really, really tough trying to keep the cues and everything. So it was kind of nice to be taken behind the curtain, and he gave me that extra time. All of these people on the list gave me extra time, which is another reason why they're on this list, and same with the honorable mentions. They gave me extra time. Meet and greets are so structured. They're 30 seconds in and out. But a lot of these wrestlers, and Dolph especially, gave me extra time, and I really appreciate it. It made my time feel valued. It made me feel appreciated, which is nice. I'm going to give number 7 to Eva Marie. As you can see, a very, very nice signature. She was at WrestleCon, and a friend of mine, Hova, really good friend of mine, us marks, as he would say, but Hova and I met her right around the same time. I believe we met her together, and she was in a very good mood because Hova actually had a tattoo of her on his leg, so she was in good spirits, and I was a fan of her as a wrestler. I mean, don't laugh at me, but she was clearly trying, and it unfortunately didn't seem to work out as much as maybe she or WWE had hoped the first time she went around, but hopefully there's another opportunity. But she signed it, personalized it, and she added the all red everything, which I asked for in the red paint pen, which was awesome. She had red paint pens at her station, understanding the all red everything. That is someone who absolutely gets it. And we also talked Celebrity Big Brother, too, which was very, very nice. We joked about Tom Green and the whole Canada thing and all that stuff, and she gave me a nice smile for the picture, so it was very, very good experience. Natalie Eva Marie, such a sweetheart. I absolutely recommend meeting her, although her doing signings is very rare. If you get a chance to meet her, absolutely do it. Number 6 is going to go to Daniel Bryan. I met Daniel Bryan at a World of Wheels show in Pittsburgh. A lot of times at these kinds of truck car conventions, they have wrestlers signing. This was no different. This might be a little bit tough to keep my face in the book in. This was around the time that he was having the concussion troubles, and everybody in Pittsburgh was saying, hey, are you going to be in Royal Rumble? And of course, Daniel Bryan being a company man, oh, we'll see, never say never. But I wanted to talk to him about something different. I remembered a YouTube video where he was calling Ryback the Ryback, and he was talking about this whole situation where Ryback couldn't find anything he wanted to eat at Panera Bread. So I asked him to talk to me about it, and he spent what normally was 30 seconds with everybody in a nice picture. He gave me 2-3 minutes, and we talked about the Ryback and Panera Bread, and Cody Rhodes was in the car with them, and he was telling me the whole story, and it was nice. And I had his book, and I got it signed here. He personalized it to me, which was nice. A lot of times he would just write his name or he'd put the yes, but this was face Daniel Bryan. But Daniel Bryan is just such an amazing person, and I'm sure I'm ruining everything since he's a heel, but sincerely, if you get a chance to meet Daniel Bryan, do it. The guy has a heart of gold, and I absolutely guarantee meeting him. Read the book, too. It's a very interesting read. I'm going to give number 5 to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, I was expecting good things out of the signing, but I wasn't expected to be drawn so much to him. It was his first public really signing appearance since the leukemia diagnosis, and this was also at the World of Wheels, but this was this year, and I showed up with a couple of friends, and I didn't realize we were going to have to be as early as we were. There ended up being 500 people. Not everybody ended up getting to meet him. He ended up shaking people's hands, but here's the picture. This is a custom, which was very much nice. The customization reads, "Then, now, forever, believe that," playing on the WWE and Roman Reigns. You can see a very nice signature, and I did ask him, and he personalized it, and I told him, "Roman, thank you so much for everything you do inside and outside of the ring. Do not ever forget that an entire universe is behind you," obviously referencing the WWE fans. Just, he always brings it in the ring. He's a leader inside and outside of the locker room, so just everybody respects the man, and just to see how much love he received, and just to get a nice handshake, and that he took a little bit extra time in a public autograph signing session where everybody wanted the man's time, and he gave me some extra, and it was super nice, and we took a picture, and I'm just so happy that it seems like he's much healthier and in a very nice spot. I just hope it stays that way, and regardless of what you think of the man or how Vince McMahon booked him, the man is a heart of gold. Just, if you ever have a chance to meet him, you will not regret it. Roman Reigns, seriously an amazing guy, so think highly of him. Roman Reigns, number 5. Number 4 goes to Chris Jericho. Again, I met him once, and I talked to him on the phone once. Let me explain. The time I met him was at Steel City Con, and it was during his WWE run. He had the list of Jericho and all of that, and the line was 3 hours, and I had already met another wrestler at that point. Just figuring I'll get that done so I can make sure I meet this person. Then I'll go to the Jericho line. The Jericho line wrapped around near the entire convention center into the exhibitor area. That's how big of a line it was. Plus, he had photos, a professional photo op at the time, and he also had to do what did he have to do? He had to take a couple breaks just because of the time. But 3 hours later, I go up there, and he basically says, "Thank you so much for waiting." So it was clear that he also spent time with everybody. He wanted to get a chance to meet everybody instead of it just being, "Hey, hi, here's an autograph, okay, picture," and that's it. So grab this. He signed it to Zach. He added "greatest of all time" there, which you can see, and then he signed it. So a nice inscription. I just said thank you for all that you've done with the ring, with Fozzy, with Talk is Jericho, and we got into the picture, and he said favorite Fozzy songs. We had a quick conversation there, and then when he wrote his book, he did a live signing where you could submit a question. My question was asked, so we were on the phone, and we talked about my question, and we ended up talking about yacht rock. So we ended up talking about something that wasn't even wrestling related, which was super awesome. Jericho, a very, very good person to meet. A lot of people had said if he's a heel, maybe you don't want to meet him, but he was a heel at that time, and he was just an amazing person to meet. So if you get a chance to meet him, whether it's at StarCast, maybe he'll do WrestleCon, I mean, just look for public appearances for him. You will not regret it. Number 3 is going to be Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and here's another heavier item. The 2x4. I felt like if I had to meet him, I had to get the 2x4. Now, I did not think clearly because I had to take this into Access, and somehow this did not get confiscated. Maybe they saw the autograph, but this was cool. Hacksaw had not been the best of health before this, so I wanted to make sure I got a chance to meet him. You know, they always say to meet your heroes just because you never know. Unfortunately, we're finding that out more and more of lately. Ashley Massaro, among others. Just, you have to make sure you meet your heroes, and Hacksaw's a hero for everybody, and he had no line, unfortunately, at the time, but it was so nice to just have a conversation. And the thing that's cool was that he signed it, he added the ho, and he did the whole thing, which is what it seems like he tends to only do when he does sign a 2x4 like this. So it was super awesome. He asked, first time in New York, are you going to WrestleMania? All the questions. And then afterwards, when I was rolling along through the WrestleCon trying to meet more people, he saw me and right away remembered me and actually said, "Oh, hi, Zach, good to see you." So he remembered my name, which was super awesome. And he just wanted to make sure I had a really good time and had a really good experience. We even took an extra picture because we did the thumbs up. He tried choking me out, and he added an extra one because I wanted to do a little I tap pose in there. So I believe his wife was helping him run the booth, so it's 2 amazing people. If you get a chance to meet Hacksaw, do it. I know he's done some comedy tours. He does some wrestling shows. So definitely get a chance to meet Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You won't regret it. The top 2, for anybody that knows me, I think this was going to be fairly clear. And I'm absolutely cheating by doing what I'm doing for both of these. But you know what? This is my top 10 list, so I don't care. Number 2, the entire Riot Squad. This plaque was so many years in the making. I'll lean over a little bit so you can see the plaque. I wanted to meet them so many times at Raw shows, and it just never worked. They'd wave or somebody would sign, and they'd kind of get out of there. This was my main mission, one of my main missions, WrestleMania week this past year, and it happened. And it started on Thursday night, and I initially was going to go to the WrestleCon Super Show to meet Jushin Liger, and there's some part of me that regrets not meeting them, but I had a New Day VIP, so that's part of why New Day made the list. But I saw that Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan were on the list, and I've wanted this plaque signed in the worst way. So I just stopped what I was doing, I changed my plans, sold my Super Show ticket, and booked it straight to Access, which the location was absolutely horrible for Access, but that's another conversation for another day. But I got through my New Day VIP, and I saw the lines were going to change, and somebody told me that this is where Liv and Sarah were going to be, so there was no doubts. I hung out there, and I got in just in time. Got this signed. Liv saw the plaque and immediately marked out and just started screaming, "The plaque, the plaque." And Sarah just had this huge smile because she could tell that I was a fan. And I am a fan of these three. And I wish that these three were on television. Obviously, I hope that Ruby feels better soon. But these three need to be on television. They're fantastic. They're always bringing it in the ring. Liv's always smiling. Sarah's got a heart of gold. Ruby's just such a sweetheart. I cannot say enough nice things about these three. So Liv saw the plaque, and she was first. I had her write "I hate you" because I saw it on the WWE auctions when she wrote that. So she wrote on here, you'll see it right here by the finger, "I hate you, Liv." I made sure it was personalized because this thing is never, ever, ever being sold. Sarah, I wasn't quite sure what to write, so I remember that they said they have their squad. So she wrote "Squad, Squad," and the three of us started a squad chant, which was awesome. There's that. And that's my name right there, I believe she put my name. And then on Sunday, the whole reason why I wanted to go was to have Ruby finish this. And I was praying upon all hopes that she was going to be an autograph and not just a professional photo op. And thank goodness she was. Edmund, who's in the group, also was with me, and thank you, Edmund, for making sure this happened, or else this plaque does not get finished in any ways. But I went over my budget to make sure that I met Ruby and got this completed, and I remembered that she was a big Golden Girls fan, so I had her write "Thank you for being a friend," and I asked her if she would sign it, and she was so quickly said sure and put a big smile on her face and asked me questions. Again, she could tell I was a fan too, so just this whole piece in the bronze paint pen just really stands out. So I am super happy with how this turns out. If you get a chance to meet any of them, seriously, seriously, seriously do it. They're all sweethearts. Meet them. Seriously. Riot Squad number 2. This video is almost at 23. This video's at 23 minutes, and I haven't even gotten to number 1. Number 1. Ronda Rousey and Stephanie McMahon. These two were met separately. I don't know how I found this picture on eBay, but I'm so glad that I did. Stephanie was first. This was at SummerSlam. Again, I want to say it was 2017 for the Connor's Cure. I was able to get a ticket, and we were able to get it resale. Thank goodness the SeatGeek price was not nearly as bad as secondary market, because we had to go secondary market. Have Triple H sign something, show Stephanie this, and she just stops in her tracks and laughs and smiles. And she goes to Triple H and she goes, "Hunter, you have to look at this. He got the one good picture of me where it looks like I'm about to beat up Ronda. This is the one good picture." Triple H turns over and predictably smirks. It was a perfect experience, and she signed it, and it was just so amazing. Stephanie only seems to do these when it's for Connor's Cure, so if you get the chance to meet her, whether it's at a Rumble access, SummerSlam access, WrestleMania access, apparently they're doing a Survivor Series meet and greet access type of a thing. Seriously, do it, spend the money. It's a fantastic experience. As for Ronda, this was at WrestleMania as well. She spent about, I'd say, a minute with everybody when normally everybody was spending 30 seconds. She signed this. I actually had 2. A friend of mine also had to get his item signed, so I got some extra time, so the handler wasn't rushing me like they were rushing a lot of the others. So Ronda was personalizing, and a lot of people were disappointed that Ronda was personalizing, which I get why she does it. She doesn't want these items to be sold. She wants you to enjoy the experience, and she wants you to keep what you're giving her. I wanted mine personalized because this piece just doesn't happen. It took a lot of dollars to get this piece to work out. And for this to be signed and personalized is just fantastic. It's the icing on the cake. Just a fantastically clean signature. We got 2 pictures. She stuck up the 4 fingers for the 4 horsewomen. Second picture, she probably would have done the same thing, but I said, hey, Ronda, let's do a fighter stance picture, and she was all for it. Cannot say enough nice things. Ronda was such a sweetheart, too. Seriously, get a chance to meet both of these two. It was, neither of them had to be nice by any stretch, not just because of who they are and what they've done, but just things they were trying to rush things so much, and they were just so nice, and Ronda was giving everybody handshakes, hugs, whatever you wanted, you got. And she signed it, Stephanie signed it. This is a holy grail piece for me, just in so many different ways. And just all of these pieces are amazing, and really, I cannot say enough nice things. You can say what you want about the WWE product, the WWE network, whatever, but all these and so many others, when you meet them, it's just such a good experience. They truly do care about the fans. And again, this is my list. You might disagree with it. You might have other opinions on how your meet and greet went with them. But remember, everybody has good days. Everybody has bad days. And I've been fortunate that, again, 2 of those meet and greets out of maybe 150 to 175 did not go the way I wanted them to go. And mostly probably was my fault, hindsight being 2020. But just so many different things. I mean, I'll just flash 2 and 1 again. I mean, just getting pieces like these and hunting pieces like these make it all worthwhile as a fan for me. This is what it's all about, just getting the chance to meet some people. Some of them might be your heroes. I mean, it's hard to say, but that was my list. That was my top 10 list. Believe it or not, I actually changed my mind right before this came on, so changed the list once or twice. Just that's how so good so many of these experiences are. And I put so many honorable mentions because, again, there's so many good experiences that can be shared and valued, and I hope that you got something out of this. I know that this is a 27-minute video right now, and I'll cut it off now, but just these are some of my experiences, and it's just truly amazing to be a wrestling fan, regardless of what you think about the product. So just an amazing opportunity meeting these wrestlers, and hopefully you guys got something out of it. Hopefully you want to meet some of these people, or hopefully this will inspire you if you're either nervous about meeting performers, you don't know how to get to meet performers, or you just want to meet someone again and maybe you share stories or exchange stories. The opportunity is always there. That door is always open. Give yourself a chance. There's always pages or the WWE website where there's places that they'll show you, hey, wrestlers are signing here. And if you have the opportunity and they're close to you, or if you're willing to travel a little bit, do it. It's a great experience. There's no regrets. You get a chance to meet somebody you've always wanted to meet. It's always a fantastic experience, whether it's a public autograph signing, whether it's a WrestleMania Access, whether it's a WrestleCon, even if you're meeting someone by the arena, or even if you go the hotel route. It's always fun meeting a wrestler, or at least it's supposed to be fun meeting a wrestler. If it isn't, maybe they're just having a tough day, and you know what? They're allowed. They're human too. But these are my experiences. I guess I don't know if that's my top 15, my top 20, whatever, but I hope you enjoyed this list, and I hope you found some enjoyment in this video. But for now, Zachary Weiss, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk again soon.